All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chris's Sports Corner. Real quick, man. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. How about you guys? I'm having a tired one, man. I gotta be honest. This is it's a busy time right now. The excitement, like buying the home and the excitement, just seeing the things that you was started working on months and months ago come together is really dope, man. I gotta be honest. But but that ain't what we came here to talk about, man. We came here to talk about the Toronto Raptors versus the Dallas Mavericks. Sorry, my energy low, look, guys. It's been a long one. I want to jump. I made a video last night and we talked about. Oh God, let me get comfortable. I made a video last night and we talked about after that win how defense was going to have to be the catalyst for the Raptors. They're going to have to play defense consistently and let the offense come to them. And for a lot of this game, they was able to do that, and then it got away from them. Now, what do I think the biggest catalyst for them is what happened in tonight's game, man, is for one, it was on a back-to-back, but when being on a back-to-back, I actually felt like, I'm going to be honest, they had a good back-to-back, though, because when you have a back-to-back and your last game is an actual home game, you can kind of feed off the energy of the crowd. Let me say this. Right at the end of that third quarter, going into that fourth, I thought is where the Raptors lost this game at. And I'm going to tell you why. Right at the end of that third quarter, they had the big dunk from Precious. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was Steady Freddy who tossed it up. And he caught it and dunked it right at the end of that third quarter. And the momentum changed. The Scotia, if I'm saying it right, Scotiabank Arena was rocking at that moment, right? And then they came out with a lineup that I was just like, huh? Like, it was the game within 2 points at this point. And I'm like, come on, you got to bring this home. You got to. It felt like he was trying to buy some minutes, and that at the beginning of that fourth quarter before he brought the regulars in, the starters in. And I was like, no. I understand, and this is always my one criticism of Nick Nurse is if he has his mindset on a rotation, he sticks to it. But my criticism is always that sometimes you have to adjust based off the game, right? And I thought tonight one of those games where coming out that fourth quarter, you wanted your best players on that court. Now, you had some foul trouble, also with some players, Scotty Barnes got in some foul trouble there and stuff like that. So, at that point, but coming in at the beginning of that fourth quarter, when you had all the momentum, you had to come in and you had to handle your business. And then, but the fact that they felt like they just, it was no Scotty Barnes, no Steady Freddy, no Gary Trent Jr. for a little bit there. It was just Precious. And first of all, let me give Precious his prop. Because this young man has become such a focal point of this offense. Excuse me. He's becoming a focal point of this offense. He's a big man. He's running the floors. He's doing all the right things, so shout out to him. But the Dallas Mavericks, man, when you got a guy like Luka and somebody else can get going, and tonight, for a stretch there was just Tim Hardaway Jr. And that's all Luka needs, right? Because, if Luka get someone else to come with him, it's going to be hard to stop him. A lot of time it becomes Luka or nothing. A lot of time he become Luka or nothing, and that's dangerous for the Mavericks. But for the Raptors, I didn't like that right at the beginning of that fourth quarter. It was like you had the momentum, the arena is rocking, the players pumped up after that alley-oop dunk by Precious. It felt like at that point the momentum swung. At that point, you need to keep that going. And if they had kept that going, I'm a firm believer they'd have won this game. But like I said, the Raptors play a type of basketball where they have to play their style of basketball. The pace got to be right. Tonight, they let Dallas manipulate the pace of the game. And if you let a guy like Luka slow the game down, nitpick throughout the game, get other people involved, it's gonna be hard to beat that team. It's gonna be hard. And that's really what they're allowed to do. Allowed the Mavericks to do, which definitely don't play in their hands. Y'all don't normally have the scores up, man. And I be reading the stats and all that, but obviously I ain't even got internet connect. So everything y'all see right now is just coming from the phone, man. But I will say that I'm a firm believer that when the Raptors are playing Raptors basketball, they're one of the best teams in the NBA. But when they're not playing and they allow another team to dictate that game, well, then it's hard for them to win games like that. I'm quite sure they knew that. Coming off a back-to-back, I can't put too much stock in the back-to-back because that's part of the game, right? That's part of the game, playing back-to-back games. That's how it go. And like to me personally, you have a good back-to-back when your final game is at home and you can feed off the arena. Now, I do feel like the Raptors owe to run a Raptors fate for a game. Like they owe them a win. Come on now, they've been waiting on this win for a long time. That stadium that arena gonna erupt once they get that victory. You can tell it started rocking in that third quarter when they started making that move, man. And I just felt like in the minute that quarter was over, I was like, do not lose this momentum. Do not lose this momentum. Do not lose this momentum. And then you seen the lineup that came back on the court after that. You was like, who, what, why? You gotta put your foot on the nets when you got them down, man. But it's still early in the season. I think the Raptors understand the type of game that they have to play. The part about that is they have to play 48 minutes of hard basketball. And sometimes that's going to be tough on a back-to-back. I mean, every team is human. So it's going to be important for them to understand that their type of basketball. You look at a guy like Scotty Barnes who didn't have he had a good total game if you ask me, but he didn't have like that 25, 30-point game or nothing like that. But to me, he's got to be consistent. He got to be a guy, a guy you can write in every night for 20. If he's that guy, he got to be a guy, not 30, not 20, but give me 20. I need to be able to write you in every night for 20 points. But when Siakam get back, that's going to definitely help with the scoring as well as the leadership. So it's gonna be good, man. But tonight I felt like they really lost that game at the beginning of that fourth quarter when they didn't come out and seize the opportunity. So anyway, guys, I got to get back. I got stuff to do. Hope you guys enjoying your Saturday, man. Enjoying yourself. Much love. Until next time, you guys be good.